Town administrator's report.
All right, so earlier this month we had the House Republican Caucus retreat, so we spent a lot of time with legislators from across the state, and Chief Batten, thank you to the Choctaw Nation for giving us your time and listening to the needs and issues of our community. We have a lot of new friends that are rallying to support us and all of our ventures moving forward as we progress. So we spent a lot of time onboarding our new deputy clerk and treasurer, getting her enrolled in training. So over the next couple of months, she will be booked to the brim in workshops and traveling and training opportunities to get her certified and trained up in municipal procedure. Using a few municipal employee handbooks and a template that was provided to me from Oklahoma Mutual Assurance Group, I've written a rough draft of an employee handbook, so that'll be the first town employee handbook to be drafted. We're still working on finalizing a few things, such as retirement contributions for base staff members. I'll have a few different options for the board to select from for February's meeting. If anyone's interested in working with me on that, please just give me a call. I'll send you guys all out a draft. You should have a draft already right now, but as we continue to move forward, we'll have newer versions of that. Feel free to send me any comments or concerns. A complete assessment and amendment to our code of ordinances is needed. I spoke with a few different municipalities who highly recommended the legal services for code of ordinances from attorney Matthew Love, who is the former legal counsel for OMAG. Mr. Love's expressed high interest in helping us out, and he's provided us with a proposal being considered today, later on in the agenda. Our code's about 250 pages, and we're anticipating about 30 to 40 hours total time commitment for him to rewrite, amend, and fix a lot of the broken code of ordinances that were adopted, because we basically just adopted a code of ordinances that was just a very skeletonized, rough draft. So it's not a fully flourished version like you would see in most municipalities. It was just baseline to get us started. And so now we need to come in and we need to spend this money to get us fully operational. And so we estimate that it would take about 30 to 40 hours, which ranges between 5 and about 7,000. And I asked Mr. Love if he would do a cost not to exceed with us, and he said yes, absolutely. So we can set a price amount, and then we can make sure that that does not surpass any unexpected charges. Moving forward from that, the mayor and I attended the Choctaw Nation Community Partnership event, in which the Choctaw Nation donated $37,600 to the town of Hochatown, and then you'll see later on in this agenda as well that we will be deciding what we're going to spend that money on. I believe I'll let the board decide during that item segment. Continued work on our SAMS.gov registry so that the town can apply for federal and state grants. There's a lot of documents to submit on this one. We've developed a certificate of occupancy process for commercial buildings, and so now we're working on developing out the building permitting and COO process for that as well. We've had several meetings finalizing our zoning regulations with the Planning Commission. I've asked TSW to provide us with a cost estimate to prepare subdivision regulations for the town, as we have none currently. This is actually, it made it on the agenda for this month. That's very satisfying. We've worked with Garver and Craft and Toll engineers to develop a road design standard that is currently still in process. We're going back and forth with the different drafts, making changes back and forth, and so I anticipate that should be ready for your consideration in February. Called around to a bunch of different cities and towns to get some recommendations on a payment processor. Right now, as it currently stands, the town does not have a method other than check to receive payments for licensing and permits, and we're working on fixing that. The payment processors that we're looking at you'll be able to pay your ticket with it, you'll be able to pay for your permit, your licensing, any sort of business or transaction that needs to occur through the town, whether it's online or here in office, you'll be able to do. And most importantly, we want to make that convenient for the end user, so that way you can just log into the site, find what you need, check out online, done. So we're going through a couple of different payment processors. We're trying to find the best deal and also the best integration, just to make it just a real easy service. We'll have a couple of proposals for you in February. Let's see here. For trails, I've been in communication with cities and towns from all across the United States, most importantly Moab, Utah, and Salida, Colorado, who have some of the highest rated mountain biking trails in the entire United States. I've asked them for any sort of tips or recommendations, who they worked with for their open spaces program, who they worked with for the trails program. who they worked with through their construction. So hopefully we can learn and engage with a lot of insight from these communities that have done this and implemented mountain biking and hiking trails successfully. As far as fire goes, we conducted a bunch of in-person interviews with our finalist candidates. With our hiring panel, our hiring panel consisted of Chief Mike Kelly, who's the executive director of the Oklahoma Firefighters Association, and he's also a recently elected state representative of District 60. He's a great man. Chief Corey Beagles, the chief of fire for Deer Creek, Fire Marshal Chad Tanner, and we did originally select candidate Cody Gilbert for our position of fire chief, and Mr. Gilbert unfortunately has recently withdrawn his application from the position. And so we have a couple of next up candidates for you to review during executive session today. I did try to work with Mr. Gilbert as much as possible, but unfortunately he still turned me down, even though I tried to barter and negotiate out with him and work with him on sweetening the package. So moving forward, as far as police, we conducted in-person police chief interviews for our 3 finalist candidates. Our hiring panel consists of Colonel Patrick Mays of the OHP, retired Deputy Chief of Police for the City of Frisco, Greg Ward, and we had selected candidate Christopher Williamson during a special meeting on 12/20, and the candidate has passed all required background, credit checks, and drug screenings to this point, and we'll discuss that a little bit further in executive session. As far as road maintenance goes, we continued our regular grading schedule. We recently graded Camp Ranch and Pinion. I've asked for a cost estimate to perform road maintenance on Timber Ridge subdivision to be graveled with the new material. We're still moving forward with preparations of engineered plans to pave the following roads by the end of this fiscal year. That would be Mako Road, that would be Greenling, Halibut Bay, and Chinook, which is basically the Choctaw Hills subdivision. We're looking at Old Hochatown Road as well, which we've got the $125,000 grant for. We actually just received a word from the state that was approved, and we should be receiving that approval letter here pretty soon. And then also paving Camp Ranch Road, the first mile from 259 to Pine Hills Road. Again, all of these roads were selected based upon the total number of residents that they served and the total number of STRs that are served by these roadways. And we really do hope to have all of these accomplished by the end of this fiscal year, which is June 30th. We're also working on identifying alternative routes for grant funding on each of these projects. We're moving forward with private road easement acquisitions. Now that we've wrapped up completion of batch 1, we're moving forward with the distribution of easements for batch 2. Batch 2 consists of Canottoby Trails West, Forest Brook, Hochatown Trails, Carson Creek, Deer Ridge, Pine Meadows Estates, Eagle Mountain Phase 4, Canottoby Trails Southwest, Pine Hill North, Timber Creek Trails South Phase 7, Sunrise Ridge East, Canottoby Trails and Canottoby Trails South. Moving forward from private road easement acquisitions, we did have our building code official come down and investigate a dilapidated structure, which is a public safety issue. He's written us a full-on report, went on scene alongside with him, and we have provided legal with that report. That property is currently under a civil case right now, and so we're actually going to have to use our attorney to contact their attorney and work that case to get them to remedy the situation that's over there, because that is a public health and safety issue. The town has still not received our final round of documentation from Avenue, and legal has drafted a demand letter for that last round of documentation. And so I will progressively update you on that front as well as we continue to move forward. And that's all that this report has here. And as we go through the agenda, I'll answer any questions.
Can I make a comment? Yeah. On our road maintenance, people are assuming that this is the county that is grading roads and maintaining these roads. They're not aware that it's actually the town that's doing that work and those projects. And so I don't know if this is the time or place to ask that we get some signage that simply says road improvement or road maintenance provided by the town of Hochatown. or if you're authorized to do that
Yeah, I
within
can do
your,
that.
okay,
Absolutely.
I think we discussed that
yeah.
Yeah.
last
I mean,
month.
I personally was visiting
It's a
with
good
one
idea.
gentleman and he said, oh man, the county's doing an amazing job on my road. He was talking about Stevens Road.
Yeah,
And then I corrected him. I said, sir, that's not the county, that's Hochatown.
that's right.
And then I saw another Facebook post, I think it was, about grading on Camp Ranch.
Camp Ranch.
Yeah,
Indian.
something.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So-
can absolutely get some
Okay.
signage made.
Okay, appreciate it.
We can work with our media team on that too,
Yeah,
to
sure, yes,
make that
yeah.
communication. Yeah. Okay, good. Anything else? That's fantastic.
We've got a lot more as
You
we
gonna
go
stay
through this
another
agenda. Thank you.
Okay, good.
So what, let me ask you a question, I'm sure inquiring minds wanna know. What is the, these documents that you're working on with sounds.gov for the registry?
That's
What
our
is-
articles of incorporation.
But I mean, what's
Yeah,
the,
PIN number.
you know, what is it, what is the, you said we've still got many documents to fill out, what are they
Yeah,
needing
so
that we don't, we haven't sent?
so we have to send them articles of incorporation. We have to send them examples of utility billing to prove that we actually exist where we say we exist. We have to send them all sorts of surveying data as well. They're basically just doing their diligence to make sure that we are a municipality like we claim that we are.
So we're still in the process of getting that to them?
Oh yeah.
And then that's the potential, is that, you know, process will take 6 months to a year once we get them what they need, or? Or
It
is there
should
a
be
timeline?
within 60 days probably
Oh, okay,
to get all finalized because it takes them a really long time. Anytime you upload one document, it takes them weeks just to review and then approve it.
okay.
But once you're in,
You're in.
you can, yeah, it's just like college scholarships, you know,
Okay.
some of them
Yeah.
have these, you know, templates.
Mhm.
So they only have to fill it in once, but since we're brand new,
Yep.
we gotta start from the
Okay.
beginning.
We
But
just
once
have
it's all
to-
in, he can go and we can apply for grants all over the place.
Sounds good.
It's all set up.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's very good.
All right, so I'm sure a lot of you are asking, you know, why Mako Road first? So here's a couple of bullet points for the board's consideration today. I'm making a recommendation on Mako Road as our first project because it is a short and simple project. This project will consist of a minimum of a 3-inch depth of pour with a leveling course. It's about 1,950 linear feet. It's the shortest project, it's the sweetest project, it's the cheapest project. Mako Road services 26 voters according to our election board statistics. It also services about 70 developed lots, and back there in the Timber Ridge subdivision, it's about 143 lots total. This project overall is a test run. We're gonna see what contractors we're gonna be getting, and we're gonna see what the quality of their work is. We really want to avoid binding a $1 million project to a contractor that will make a mess of our project. And we also don't wanna have a mess of $1 million project with a contractor with a poor quality of work in areas that have higher residents. More of our residents live there. Or in areas that are highly trafficked, like such as Camp Ranch with over 1,700 vehicles per day. We can't afford that risk, and we need to kind of validate and verify the contractors that we're gonna be working with. Also, I'd just like to make a note to everybody else and I would like to remind all of our residences and our STR owners that we are still pressing forward to accomplish the following road projects by the end of this fiscal year, which is June 30th. Camp Ranch Road, Choctaw Hills Subdivision, Green Lake, Chinook, Halibut Bay, Old Hochatown Road, which again, we did get that $125,000 grant approved by the State Department of Commerce, and we're taking a look at doing infrastructure upgrades to Pinion and addressing the bridge situation that's over there. We'll also continue to acquire the private road easements, providing road maintenance and operations throughout all of our subdivisions.
Okay, back on Mako. Everybody wanna improve a road today? Howard?
Project with an engineered cost estimate. You got 263, last month you presented us with a 249.
That's right.
What has changed?
He's changed the calculations, so whenever you had the original cost estimate, those were rough ballpark, and then this is him being able to go in and refine. And also, if you'll take a look at the cost estimate that should be attached to this item, that there's a contingency built in as well. So that way we verify that we're not gonna come in over project, and we will likely come in under project. So we've baked in about a 15% contingency to that number that you're seeing.
This will be good too, to see how often our numbers work out.
Right.
you know,
Original
I
estimate.
mean, my thoughts are, we've gotta start somewhere, and,
absolutely.
you know, the companies that are gonna be bidding, I mean, of course, we'll vet them as well and make sure that they have a historic success rate and building roads, of course, so, you know, we're gonna do our homework, but I think that, you know, you're, measuring twice is good, and I think giving them a chance to do a good job, you know, on project one, we could start, and I think it'll, you know, can help us make that second decision on that next project. So I
Okay.
think it's a good decision.
Any more discussion on Mako? Howard, you good?
Good.
Alright, do we have a motion to, approve moving forward and engage for Mako Road?
I make a motion that we move forward and direct our engineers and